What's up, gang? Special shout out to Kevin Lasky and Kelly B. I don't know how you say her last name, Kelly, but these two are getting married here soon, and Kevin was nice enough to drop off one of his sweet masks from his recent bachelor party, so I'm going to rock it today. Let's talk how awesome the human body is. So on Wednesday, like we've been doing, we'll do it again this week, probably again once more next week. We've been practicing our pistol holds. We've seen a lot of progress. I think people have really improved both their ability in the pistol hold itself as like its own little drill, but also anything that involves like hip and ankle mobility just as a result of that. And the part where you can marvel at just how awesome the human body is, with these drills, basically, as opposed to like a mechanical system like a bicycle, when you repeatedly use something, eventually it's going to break down. The human body differently, as long as you're doing it in the correct manner, doesn't just break down. Your body responds to the stress that you apply to it. I mean, basically the gym is a big experiment in that. As you ask your body to lift something heavy, it kind of breaks it down a little bit, but rebuilds in response to that. So we're all very familiar with that concept when it comes to building strength or developing the strength of our muscles. When it comes to developing a skill and all the pieces that are involved with that skill, and we're going to use the pistol for instance here, it's the same game. So if you want to have better balance, you have to be willing to feel unbalanced for a little bit. You have to introduce situations and scenarios for your body to feel out of balance such that you respond by becoming more balanced in a number of ways. Same thing if you want better flexibility through your ankle to do, let's say again, the pistol. You have to introduce scenarios where the mobility of that joint and the joints that facilitate that movement are challenged. And in the moment, it's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable or a little bit, out of whack. But through doing that and doing it frequently enough and in the right duration, your body responds in such an awesome way by saying, okay, fine, you want this ability, I'm going to respond by rebuilding yourself kind of in that light. So, long-winded thing. Moral of the story here is the body is very moldable if you know how to ask the right questions and do it often enough. So, for Wednesday, we're going to do the pistol holds again. And if you've been real set on a variation and you like it and you feel like you're making progress, think about sticking with it. But if not, maybe let's try another variation. I'm going to introduce maybe 3 or 4 that some of you may not have done before. And it's not to say that any one is sacred. The idea is that this is the big pie, and you can slice it a lot of ways. And the more slices you kind of play with, as long as you're giving it its kind of due time and like allowing the body to adapt, I think the better whole picture you're going to develop. So when it comes to the pistol, we're asking a lot of the knee, hip, ankle, flexibility, strength, balance. There's a lot going on there. And so these are just a couple of questions that you can ask your body in order to respond by getting better at them. So I like a box because it allows one leg to be kind of supported like you would on the floor and the other leg to go up or down depending on where you are in the development of things. But let's check it out. So most of us are familiar with the flat-footed pistol with the legs straight out in front of you. And if you don't know what I mean, you're going to find a surface, whether it's a box or the floor or a bumper, and you want to get down so that you're sitting with the majority of your weight in that foot. And the idea would be that you slowly raise the other leg up off the ground, and you're balancing here. If you can raise it higher, even better, but having the box allows you to drop the other leg as needed. Like I said, the very kind of basic pistol hold. Sometimes you have a counterbalance, sometimes you put a weight underneath your heel, but we're just holding it for some time. Some fun variations here could be the following. So let's say we want to keep the same maybe flat foot orientation, but instead of putting the foot out in front, what happens if you try and put the foot behind me? I'm just doing this real time. What I find is that I have to kind of come up onto the ball of my foot to make that happen. But again, we're in this very deep, compressed position, and I'm still balancing on one foot, so I have all the balance equation here. It's obviously requiring a lot of mobility, and you can feel all the micro adjustments through your foot, through your ankle, knee, hip, everything to make this thing come to life. So if that feels safe, it could be another option. Like I said, just kind of playing with it. So leg kind of goes out behind, everything shifts forward, and as long as the joints are feeling like somewhat safe and not overly taxed, could be another fun variation. The idea will be the same. Again, if you feel comfortable up on the ball of your feet or foot, you could go with the foot or the opposite leg straight forward like we normally do, but now we've introduced the ball of the foot. So again, we got the balance, we have the mobility. It's just another variation on the idea. Let's try the same thing. Another step. We're going to take the foot that's free off to the side. So you have to kind of lean out to one side a little bit. You'll see that the arms are going to do quite a bit of work to kind of keep that balance. Just 3 different variations there where we kind of just change where the free foot is and or changing the orientation of the support leg there. So it's a pretty cool way to look at this. So I just want to encourage you when we go for the pistol holds today, maybe consider playing with another option if you found that the one that you're using is becoming pretty routine or maybe you're ready to outgrow it. But these are just 3 among, hundreds, maybe, more than that, depending on your creativity. Just lots of ways to ask interesting questions of the body and to see what the responses are. So try it out. Let us know if you'd like some extra direction. Enjoy.